All right, guys, what's going on? How's everyone doing today? It is Saturday at 11:22 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia. We have a lot to talk about. What we're going to do is cover what happened yesterday in Montreal. We're going to talk about our wins. We're going to talk about what's in front of us. There's fights today in Japan. There's fights tomorrow. The Zuffa card. Well, the Zuffa card's in 2 days. The card tomorrow. There's a lot of fights to talk about. Tonight, and we'll talk about it in Japan. Guys, before we get into it, wherever you are in the world, let me know how you're doing. Like this video. Also, join our JSB Insiders professional betting Discord. It's a couple bucks a month. The link is pinned there. You can either join here on YouTube, become a JSB Insider on YouTube, or on Patreon. Whichever way you join, you get access to our Discord. We're a couple VIPs away from 400. So it's a great milestone, and we're growing. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports me, supports the channel, supports the group. If you're in the Discord, it's a community, and I thank everybody for taking part in that too. And we're growing, so click that link to find out more. We're going to get into it. I'm going to talk about yesterday, like we always do after every fight card. We'll talk about yesterday, and then we'll roll it forward. I just posted my Zuffa parlay. It's a money line parlay. It's a long shot parlay. Guys, just so you know, because I know you're going to be asking me in the Patreon, you're going to ask me here, half unit on all Zuffa cards parlays for now, because the matchmaking, there's a lot of parity. This Zuffa card looks a lot like a UFC Fight Night card regarding the odds, regarding the parity, regarding the matchmaking, regarding the obscurity. So just keep that in mind. The parlay, the Zuffa parlay I gave you guys, it's a 5-legger. It's like plus 2,400. The odds are insane. All my money was made. We made a lot of money yesterday. We got a dog tonight in Japan, which we'll go over. We got Avius Griffin tomorrow. There's also a Pro Box card that I'm not getting odds for tomorrow. And then we have Zuffa on Monday. And so currently, if you're in the Patreon and you're an insider, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 6 tickets. I've already given you 3 winners, and a 4th one is live. So we're not even, the fights haven't even goddamn started yet, and we're up. So let's get after it. We're going to talk about, this was yesterday. We're going to get over this first, and then I'll take questions. Okay, so a lot of people, this is what you're going to deal with in the gambling world. In the betting world, you're going to deal with people who, the one thing that I always do that I pride myself on in life is accountability. Whether you win or lose, you got to be accountable. You can't just lose a bet and just make excuses. Who's calling me? Yove, I'm on a live. Give me 1 second. I'm going to answer. Yove, man, I'm on a live stream, dude. So I'll call you back. All right, kid. American boy. All right, so shout out to Yovi. Fendero on points. I was watching some of the live streams today. People were acting like as if. Give me 1 second. I got all frazzled. Sean, I heard people messaging me acting as if Sean McCollum did enough to win. Part of my job as a guy that you guys come to regarding picks is to give you reasons, right? I give you reasons on why we're taking a said fighter. One of the main reasons we took Moreno was what? One of the main reasons, the A side. You guys always have to factor in politics. Was the A side, was the marketing behind Eye of the Tiger? We knew all this stylistically. We were like, even if it's a close fight, betting on Sean McCollum was very risky, especially when you could have gotten Moreno on points at plus money. So this worked out for us. That's the one. That's one. Arobio. God damn, Arobio looked good. This is guys, call me old-fashioned, But when I find a 22-year-old knockout artist, a 22-year-old aggressive fighter at 140 pounds who's always looking to seek and destroy, let's go. This dude has won us money in such a short amount of time. He is instant entertainment. Every time John Arobio fights, put an asterisk by his name. You could tell the way he fights. He's fighting for something more than himself. You could see it in his style. The kid really is a rags. Hopefully, it'll be a rags to riches story. But very inspiring guy in his fight style. A little bit, gets out over his front foot a bit. He's freaking swinging for the fences, dude. If you like home run hitters, you'll like John Arobio. So we picked that by knockout. Shout out to all the positive. Look, it's always easy to be positive when we're winning. It's always easy to be positive when you're winning in life. Remember that. It's when you lose. We'll see who's around when we lose, because you can't win them all. Okay, this was a big hit for me. Plus 200. We called Arobio by knockout. So I took Arobio by knockout on a single ticket. I took Moreno on points on a single ticket. We put Arobio and Butler by knockout on a parlay. We gave this one out. And Butler by himself as well. So yeah, we went 100. We went perfect. This is our long parlay that's still live. So we've hit on 3 tickets. This is the 4th one, and you guys have 3 more in the Patreon. So for a long parlay to hit, we got 2 Japanese fights. We got Avius Griffin. We got Jai. That's just the money line parlay. And we'll see. We'll see if we can match last week. 3 weeks ago, we hit 4 tickets. 2 weeks ago, we hit 5. Last week, we hit 7. This week, we've already hit 3. We're lining ourselves up for 4. These are all plus money tickets, boys. This isn't just, 20% return. This is all plus money. This is what we do here. So hopefully you're tailing. Hopefully you're making money. I think we're almost there. That's us. I live by this. I talk about this all the time. If it can pay a bill, withdraw it. Nothing's worse than winning 4 or 5 tickets in a row, and then you get greedy, and then you go double or nothing, and you lose it. You got nothing to show for it. That creates bitterness. That creates a bad attitude. That creates addicts. So you guys have to remember to create systems around your wins, systems around your losses. A great system around your wins is if it could pay a bill, withdraw it. You have then something to show for. It's bigger than just the dollar amount. There's an action. There's a sort of positive underlying habit that takes place when you get into a habit of winning consistently and then paying something off. We're not just winning to just throw it back in and never win anything. That's called degeneracy. So create systems around your wins. Also create systems around your losses. The best bet that we can make is the one that we don't make. So if you're on a roll and you're losing and you're becoming an asshole, you're a dick to your friends, you're drinking, you're becoming a bit of a scumbag, don't bet. I'm literally talking about my former roommate. This literally he's the biggest cautionary tale of gambling was my roommate in Vegas. So there's red flags, there's signs. Also, if you find yourself winning and you're super high because it's always cool when you're winning and then you're blowing money, that's not good either. So just check yourself. Try to stay at an even keel. I live my life kind of like a samurai. If you guys need guidance on what I'm talking about, read the Book of 5 Rings, written by Musashi. So anyway, I digress. That's the YouTube membership. What a shout out. I'm going to read this one out loud. Look what my guy said. I'm going to read this one out loud. First YouTube membership I paid for and worth it. It's not just the pics, but the effort you put into your vids. Thank you for noticing, baby. I appreciate you guys. We got a lot of work to do. The weekend is just starting. We got This Is Us Now. We are living in time, baby. Japan Parlay. We'll talk about it. And that is the one I just posted. And now we're all caught up to date. Guys, the Zuffa Parlay, boys, like I said, I'm gonna type it right here. Zuffa parlay. It's live. Half unit. Um, I have. You're gonna be like, how much confidence do you have in these picks? None. I have no confidence, dude. But you could ask me that week in and week out about all my picks. How confident? I never go. If anybody sits there and says I'm 100% confident in my picks, they're lying to you. Confidence is the wrong word. You know what I'm saying? I don't bring confidence into any of my picks. No, it's not. I'm not confident. There's no confidence. It doesn't come into this at all. If you let confidence come into your decision making when you're betting, you're going to get arrogant and you're going to miss things. You always got to go into your film study. You always got to go into your picks with an open mind of, am I missing something? So like every fight I watch, I'm like freaking nervous because the minute I get confident, the minute you get sort of your ego gets in the way. So it's kind of a trick that I use. I always tell myself I'm not confident with anything. These Zuffa picks, mate. The Zuffa card is insane. There's guys you never heard of, 4-0, fighting 5-1. Guys who've been off for 5 years. Dudes you've never heard of. Stylistic matchups. So I do have reasons. Johnny, what is your reason for picking said fighter? You could ask me and I'll give you that. Japan tonight. I took the underdog Lohani. I got him at plus money. These guys are both basically holding bats and they're hitting each other in the head with a bat. No one's moving. I just think the guy who's going to do more damage with his power is the dog Ohani. So we can talk about that. And then you guys know my prop of the week, Jai on points. I put that in early in the week. How confident are you on Jai on points? Anything can happen, guys. There are zero guarantees, zero locks in betting. That is not a thing. Here we go. And we are 12 minutes in. Every time I miss one day of live streaming, I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. So thank you for tuning in. We're floating between 35 and 55 in the first 10 minutes. Like this video. Kevin, my guy, appreciate you. Let's get locked in. Lloyd Hernandez in the house. Represent. Love where you come from. Nathan Ibarra, bro. When did Ojeda fight? I paired him with Butler. Ojeda fights tonight. Plus 167. I'm hoping to roll it over to UFC, then copy the Zuffa. I'm thinking of going in on Holloway. Bro, don't copy the Zuffa. Give me 1 second. Don't copy the Zuffa card. I'm not confident. Look, I'm just being real with you guys. I have zero confidence in the Zuffa boxing cards. So I'm just being real with you. You copy my Jai on points. I'm like, if I were to be confident, what am I most confident in? I think Brandon Glanton takes Jai the distance. I think Glanton's a lot better than people think he is. I think Chris Billum-Smith is a lot trickier than people think he is. Chris Billum-Smith's massive. I think Jai Opetaia is kind of an in-betweener in terms of size. So confidence-wise, I like Jai on points at great value. I put that bet in early. If I were to say copy one bet, it'd be that one. For you to copy my parlay, I'm letting you know right now it's risky as hell. That's why it's plus 2,400. So I don't want to hear, like, if it hits, I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, bros, we got lucky. If it doesn't hit, you can come back and torch me. That's what I do this for. But the one thing that you could always expect from me is full transparency. I'm never going to be the guy sitting here and be like, I am fill in the fucking blank. You know what I'm saying? Sent from Pet. Okay, when did you pick Perez over Ramos? All right, let's pull it up. Great question. We're going to pull this up. Shout out to MOU187 Murder. When I heard the butter curve, I said, oh my lord. Laying on the curb on 120, then blending to the house. And what about Lonely? Damn, she gonna act the fool. Out of the 2C, she do. What about Wally? He lost his cool. Sipping on murder, sipping on Foster home. Said I lost it all. Said I must. That original Crossroads, not the Crossroads that got famous, but even though you're gone, you still got love and bone. Perez versus Ramos. My soul when I see you at the crossroads. Look, here's why. For me, Jacob Ramos versus Ethan Perez, It just came down to resume. I know, and I'll pull that up for you too. Okay, Jacob Ramos. We're right now looking at. So Ramos is the favorite in this fight. This is his amateur record. 27 fights on his amateur record. At least that's what BoxRec has. You look at his pro record. We all watched his last fight. BoxRec. We watched his last fight against Troy Nash. Troy Nash was a good amateur, fun prospect. Lost that fight. Fighting again. That was only a couple weeks back, the end of January. 5'8", 64-inch reach, 25 years old. Ethan Perez. He's another big, tall southpaw. Isn't he a five? I think I picked Perez because of his reach. I think he's a 5'9" southpaw when I was taping him. .9 southpaw, 21 years old. Yeah, it came down to his range, his style. Also, it's a price play. I get him at plus money. Ethan Perez, 21 years old, undefeated, doesn't know how to lose yet. That whole sort of thing. I know that Troy Nash was a tough fight. No shame losing to Troy Nash just a month or so ago. But I just think it's a value play, a plus play. I like his reach. I like his length. I like his height. And I like the fact that he's undefeated. And more importantly, I like the fact that he's an underdog. So there you go. There's going to be a lot of these matchups, guys. And you guys would be like, yo, why'd you put an underdog on your parlay? You never do that. It's because I'm going, it's a plus 2,300 parlay, boys. Stick to your own gut. On this Zuffa card, guys. I gave you my picks, but this shit's on you. This is their 5th card. If you guys are MMA bettors, you'll understand my point here. These Zuffa cards remind me of UFC cards in terms of betting. It's really hard to pick six winners on the money line and on a UFC card this era. 10 years ago, it wasn't the case. 10 years ago, I used to make so much money betting on the UFC because the matchmaking was different. You'd have a lot of like favorites versus dogs, old veterans versus up and coming contenders. But now you got, they're really, I think the Contender Series changed everything in MMA. The Contender Series, I think, has sort of, I don't know if it's been that good for MMA, especially regional MMA, growing it, because now the UFC kind of has their own minor leagues per se, and you get a guy who's had 4 pro fights, looks great on the Contender, and then all of a sudden they're fighting the UFC against a real veteran, and then the odds are. My point is, this, from what I've seen the first few Zuffa cards, they're really hard to bet right now. So your picks, if you want to take my picks, ask me why I take them. I'll give you reasoning. But this shit is like a shot in the dark right now. I thought I was doing something, making a parlay with 2 dogs. I called it double dogging, but here you come. We out here triple dogging, boy. You guys know I would never do this though with like full unit betting. This might be quarter unit. We are up. We are up. We get to take risks when we're up. You know what I mean? This is a plus 2,300 parlay is an outcome of it's almost like a heat check. We're on a heat. That Zuffa parlay is a heat check for me. So I grew up playing basketball as well, and I played the 2 guard, so I was a shooter. Ward number 25 because my favorite player of all time was Mark Price. I grew up in Northeast Ohio, so as a kid, Mark Price playing for the Cavs was our best player. And I played my whole life. I still play ball, and I'm a shooter. And every now and then in a game, I hit 2 threes. I hit 3 in a row, boy. I'm taking that foot. Now, if I hit 3 in a row, I'm shooting until I miss. That's called a heat check. And I'm probably going to be deeper and deeper when I pull up on you. So this is similar to the Zuffa parlay. We are on a heater. Since January, we're up a lot. And going into tomorrow, this weekend, we're already up a lot. So plus 2,300. it's an unusual parlay for me. You guys could see that. You know, I'm usually money. Our parlays are like plus 400, plus 300, plus 600 area if we're parlay, that sort of thing. The long parlays are usually plus 200, plus 300. This is plus 2300. So just keep that in mind. Crawford and Shakur just did Rogan. Oh shit! I saw Bud. I always watch Bud on Joe. I didn't know Shakur just did Rogan. Good for Shakur, man. I think that I didn't know that. I think I can't wait to watch that because the best part about Rogan's style is the long verse approach. You get whatever genre, whoever he's interviewing, it gives the audience an opportunity to see this person for 2 to 3 hours. I know his boxing combat sports interviews usually are a little shorter. Sometimes they're an hour and a half, under 2 hours, but that's still a long interview. We're in this day and age, we're used to seeing 10-second clips of a fighter. Hopefully, Max. So I love Mosby, man. You know it. So, guys, we have an F1 channel in our Discord, and I did it for one of my clients. One of my clients, she's actually at the races right now. They're in Melbourne. It's the F1. I've never watched F1. I don't know shit about F1, but my client loves F1, NASCAR, motorsports. So she goes to every race. She like last year when the season ended, she knows about the Red Bull team and all these teams and how like so I started it for her because she's in the Discord and she's a huge Max fan. So she was like, Max is plus 300 to win. It's the opening race. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tell you. So we're tailing. Shout out to Sophie. Rob Lee in the house. Skills pay the bills. Yep. So I got Holloway and Raul on a two-legger. I didn't add Fernandez, but I'll tell you on that. I'm probably gonna make another. Look, there's 6 tickets live. We've already hit 3. I'm probably gonna do another UFC parlay, and if we get this dog tonight in Japan, boy, I'm that might be if this dog hits in Japan, baby, let's go. I'm probably gonna make a couple more tickets. You know how it goes. I'll tune into the Discord. Y'all cats will be talking about some obscure fight. I'll have to add in an extra fight. I was gonna go half, and I was gonna put a unit on Giant points. Let's go, Nathan. Let's go, Nathan Ibarra. Let's go. Won 1,200 this past Saturday thanks to Abel Ramos and Navarrete. Hey, Elms, who told you to take those picks, though? Was that so Abel Ramos told you to take them? Wherever you are in the world, however you could help and support the cause, like this video, subscribe to the channel, join our JSB Insider community. We are a betting academy. That word has been thrown around a lot in the last few weeks in our Discord. A betting university, a betting academy, JSB Betting Academy. We're approaching 400 insiders. You become a part of a really well-educated, well-researched team. And we're about 7 months in. And what we're doing is we're growing in such a way that a lot of the trolls have disappeared. And it's allowing a lot of just wise conversation to take place on both sides. Like, before, if we would lose a fight, it would get racist. It would look like a Reddit thread if we would lose a fight. Now what it looks like is how you would treat your friend. And that was the whole point of starting the Discord, was a community aspect, not a trolling community. And so we have moderators in there. Whenever somebody steps out of line, we get them out of there, and it's growing in such a good way. We got super chats in the house. Appreciate this. Oh, that's Elms, man. AM3382, man. Appreciate you, brother. Good looking out. Thank you for supporting the cause. Tip your bartender. That's what they say. I'll take Max all day. Charlie, gonna get boxed up. I think so too. Good question. They love Eddie. How come you're taking? This is a good question. Let's talk about it. Here's why. First off, let's pull up the odds so we can show everybody the fight he's talking about. Vlad. So this is Vlad versus Shinar. Once again, value money line Zuffa parlay. I'm taking Vlad Panin on the money line. When I take both guys, I thought Vlad would 100% be the favorite based off of styles. Shenard Bunch just doesn't throw enough for me. In these 50-50 fights, especially getting featured, I think the optic that needs to be seen for judges and the scorecards, and you could agree with this. I don't even know if I agree with this, but from a betting perspective, output matters. I don't think Bunch has enough output, and I'm going to lean on Panin as the dog to win on that. Just more efficient. So that answers that question. He's heating up. He's the greatest arcade game. Arcade. Oh, he's on fire! Oh, dude, NBA Jam? NBA Jam. Damn, we had a good childhood, didn't we? Be grateful wherever you are in the world, man. I was at coffee this morning with a friend, and I was talking about how I feel that whenever you hear these horrible stories of somebody who abuses power or somebody who does a horrific thing and throws their life away, you could always unpeel that onion and find a point in their life where they took something, someone took themselves for granted, and they weren't grateful for what they had, and then greed took over. And so, like, gratitude's very effing important, boys. So that Rob Lee comment reminded me of our childhood playing NBA Jams. And I was like, man, I'm grateful that we got to experience that as kids. Look at my guy. Thank you, brother. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks for your videos. I made 2 separate parlays. One of them had Abel winning, which caused my pull it. Yo, look, that's what we want to hear. I'm going to screenshot that one. That's going to go up on the Grizz. This is what we like to hear. That's going up on the Grizzle. If you guys are on the Grizzle, follow me. I call Instagram the Grizz. Johnny Stofko, just give me a follow. The platform, I've been using the platform for a long time, and I grew at early days with fitness, so there's a lot of comments, and I have a lot of like DMs that I never look at. So if you come from YouTube, what you could do is follow and just message me, and I have it filtered out and say, hey, it's from YouTube, and I'll follow you back. I'll show you my pick, big dog. So, Lloyd, I put this up on YouTube for the insiders. Here's what I'm taking. And the Patreon boys they have this too. I got in early. He's still a dog. He's still a dog. Ohata. I like Ohata at plus money line. Look, both of these guys, these are Japanese guys, man. What do we get when we watch Japan versus Japan in Tokyo or wherever they fight? Stand there and exchange. And then I'm going to tell you real quick. If I lose this bet, that's on me. Because I initially had Saito. I was going to take Saito, and then my boy hits me up, and he's a nerd. Like, he's a nerd in the best possible way. He hits me up, he's like, bro, and he had all this research. He sent me like clipped up videos of each fighter in the pocket. And he was like, dude, Saito gets hit way too much. His durability's lacking. Ohana's the bigger puncher. He was like, Ohana at plus money's the move. So I was like, all right, I'm going to flip-flop. I was like, if it hits, I'm going to give you all the credit. So if it hits, afterwards, I'm going to give him all the credit. And if it loses, it's on me. But at plus money, I was convinced with the video, with the tape, even, the Watanabe fight, one wins on points, one got, one loss. One won, one lost. But even when Watanabe got stopped, it was an early stoppage, I think. But, yeah. Do you think Holloway can knock out Charles? I just have him on the money line. If Charles stays on his feet, yeah. I haven't been added to the Discord yet. Invite me, username. I can't do that. You got to email me. You know what? Elms. So what I'm going to do, guys, because you're a JSB Insider, I'm going to post the link in our members only section right now on YouTube. So for anybody watching this, who has a star by their name, you are a JSB insider. If you're not in the Discord, go right now to our members only section on my channel. And I just posted the link. So welcome to the squad. Ranvar, Butler came through. Now I just need Kyle and Jai. Let's go, Ranvar. Butler did come through. Bang, bang. Let's not take our wins for granted, because it's becoming routine for us, and that kind of bothers me, because I don't ever want to take winning for granted. You know what I mean, Ranvar? I don't ever want to take winning for granted. I always want to be grateful. Like yesterday when I remember a time where I could only dream where we'd be able to pick method of victory, money line, underdogs, and to have them all come through. And and now we do that week in and week out. It's like, bro, the last thing I ever want to do is take that for granted and expect that every week. But that's what we're doing here, man. When Butler, dude, how about the Arobio knockout? Or how about Moreno on points, dude? Moreno on points, when that shit came through, I was like, oh, it's starting to heat up, boy. When Claggett looked good, but if I had props to bet Claggett by stoppage, I told you guys earlier in the week, look for those props. Steve Claggett fighting in his 50th pro fight was going for his 40th win. Steve, if you know anything about the Dragon Claggett, that dude's output's through the roof. You're not going to get a more determined guy. He doesn't have a perfect record, but the dude, so Claggett got the stoppage. Fendero won on points. I was like, oh shit. And then everybody was trying to like make me second guess the Arobio knockout, but Yomar Alamo has he's been in there with better guys. I'm like, okay. Did you watch Arobio's tape, dude? But Yomar Alamo hasn't been stopped. Yeah, but he hasn't fought John Arobio. So when Arobio just ran through him, the last thing I'm going to tell you is I was comfortable with a Butler, but I was actually more nervous. I was like, oh shit, Butler, all we need is Butler now. Everything's coming in. Butler gets his knockout, everything hits. And I'm like, yeah, and then you hear the voices of doubt. Yeah, but Butler's been stopped 5 times. But then you hear your film study. Yeah, but his opponent's coming up a weight division. You know the work you put in. You know you took Butler because his opponent beats smaller guys on points. His style is he fights in a lighter division and he wins on points against a bigger dude who stops bigger dudes. So then you're like, all right, I'm confident again. But you can never be confident until the fight ends. And then when Butler just walked, right, that first backhand Butler landed, I think in the middle to the late first round, I was like, we up. And so when all of the film study comes in and the bets pay off and we all do it together as a team in the Discord, I don't want to take that shit for granted. Perez uses jab, counterboxer. Ramos uses no jab. Yes. This is going to be a good fight, Rob. Rob Lee. Skills in the house. Skills pay the bills. Perez, Ramos. Ramos uses no jab. And I like Skills Rob is as sharp. He has a good eye for this sort of thing. And sometimes I love when you guys bring up points that I haven't brought up, but it was in my memory bank. Like, what is it? That is Jacob Ramos doesn't throw. He kind of goes through these periods of staring, but they're both young. And so, these, it was happening with, in another fight yesterday on the Montreal card. It's kind of a tale that you get with inexperienced fighters when they punch and then they'll pause, or they kind of wait, or they don't follow up, or they don't exit. And there's just moments in kind of, my coach would say, you have a lull in your game. Like I don't want to call it hesitation, because hesitation sounds like that. It's almost like, I saw that in Ramos's tape. And I think what Perez's side, I like Perez's reach and I like his activity. And you know, say what you will, they're both young, but one's coming off of a loss, one doesn't have a loss as well, and it's a plus. It's going to be a fun fight. These Zuffa cards, mate. Good luck. Good freaking luck. I'm thinking of hammering the over 9.5 on the Jai fight. Just need the fight to go under. Okay, I'm thinking of hammering the over 9.5. Just need the fight to go under 10. Randvar says Johnny May second Inoue Benavidez parlays. Let's pull something up real quick because I was looking at. I think I screenshot it. Give me a second. Okay, guys. So if you go, I'll just go to their Instagram real quick. So the Ring Magazine posts about March's matchups. Let's do this. Let's do something real quick. So this is a ring parlay we're going to do real quick. I just want to see what the odds are. Okay. So I'm going to show you the screen, and then we're going to go to the book, and then we're going to, because right off jump, we could do a ring parlay right now. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be a 9-leg ring parlay. I'm just going to remove, Ranv, I'm just going to remove your comment, but good looking out. Okay. So I'm going to now go to the books because off jump, I'm going to just go speed picks real quick without even overthinking anything, telling you who I like, and then we could debate it after, and then I'll add it in to see what the odds look. I like Jai, Kakachi, Barbosa, Koyatso, Fandora, Adames, Moses, Seb, and Kiki. So that's who I like without overthinking anything. That's my instinct parlay right off jump. And so I want to see what the odds would be on that. So let's just do this for fun. Let's clear this out. All boxing. A side. I'm interested what these odds would be. So Jai, and these would be all money line. This would be, if I make this live, I'm going to call this the Ring March Parlay. All money line. Jai. I like Kakachi. I like Barbosa Jr. based on output. I think Barbosa Jr. is at plus money. Let's go. Let's motherfucking go. I think people sleep on Oscar Cayazzo. They put him as a C-level fighter here, I think. He's one of the best in the world. Oscar Cayazzo is a fucking fighter, mate. Yeah. How the disrespect putting Cayazzo. Yeah, massive favorite. $2. I hate even throwing that on a parlay, but this is for the sake of what we're doing. Gabby's up. Gabby should be an A side. They might put her as a B side, though. A great B. Yep. Gabby Fandora. Yeah, massive favorite. I'm going to take her by stoppage later on in the month. Damas beats Ammo. Not bad there. We got 3 more. I'm taking Moses over Maine. Odds are shit, but we'll live with it. This is just a ring March parlay. I'm taking Seb over Keith. When it comes time to methodology this, I'm probably going to take Seb by stoppage, as quiet as it's kept. I was not too far away from watching Keith fight Brock Jarvis, And I just challenge all you guys to rewatch that. At 37 years old, I'm people are like, "Are you confident in Seb beating Keith?" Yeah, I'm real confident in Seb beating Keith. And then the last one is Kiki Torres to beat Sanchez. Kiki's one of my favorite American prospects right now. I mean, he's flirting with contender status. Oh, did they throw him in the grade? Are they putting Richard Torres at grade C? Grade A. Here we go. All right, so at least they got that right. Nice odds there. All right, guys. Plus 984. My ring parlay. Plus 984. I'm going to lock this in, and then I will share it on the Patreon. I'll share it YouTube. This will be the whole month of March. For those of you streaming with me right now, there you go. You can't say, this is what we do. We do shit together. And now we could debate it because I know people are like, damn, man, I can't believe you took that dude. And then I could be like, yo, this is why I took that dude. Shy in the house. What's up, boys? Guys, wherever you're tuning in the world, I say welcome. Thank you for the support. We are a growing team. We're a growing machine. 42 minutes in. We're floating between 40 and 60. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're looking at my big head talking to you, so thank you. High interest. Yo, Johnny, let's go that Moreno. I'm high interest. You know what you got yourself involved with when you got into this game with us. It's always a nail biter. What fight isn't a nail biter, dude? Every fight. Every fight. This shit's gonna give me my look. I don't have one yet, but this shit is gonna give me my first gray hair. I'm 44 in April. No gray hairs, right? But I bet you when I get a gray hair for the first time, I'm gonna blame it on y'all. No, I'm not. The gray hairs. I can't wait till I get gray hair. My old ass. What are your thoughts on Alberg? What a freaking fight, dude. Carlos Alberg versus Prohaska. What a freaking fight. I've been big on Alberg for a long time. You know what's wild is that I still can't get out of my head the when he got stopped against Njokowe. His very first fight, he was up, and then Njokowe stopped him. He faded, but Alberg fixed that. It was like his ring, his octagon jitters. Talk about an athlete, dude. Talk about a specimen carved out of stone. This guy's like a reality star. He was famous in New Zealand. People knew about him in New Zealand before the UFC because of a reality show. I mean, the dude is like, I mean, look at the guy. And he's a killer. It's a good fight, man. Yuri Prohaska always has that X factor. That Yuri Prohaska looks like he is fighting like with like weights on him. He does all this weird. This Prohaska. It's so bizarre and it works for him. Sup, I did see Brian Norman's training with Ronnie Shields now. I'm hyped for his. Me too, man. You know I'm a Brian Norman fan. It's if you're a true boxing fan, you know that this you wouldn't throw a young 24-year-old away, 25-year-old. Before Xander won his title, Brian Norman Jr. was the youngest boxing champion until we know he lost against Dev. And then Abdullah Mason beat Sam Noakes. Now Dula, I call him Dullah. Cleveland is the youngest. But Brian Norman Jr., man, still growing, still green. You know, a lot to learn in the game. I think that loss, he picked himself off the canvas too, man, and kind of made it a little bit closer to the late rounds. Devin Haney's no picnic, man. Devin Haney's no walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully for a young former world champion, he could pick himself up. He could team with the proper team like Ronnie. He could add skills to his repertoire. because that mindset is, you know, that mindset is, I think, his X factor. I think it's something that I've always liked about Brian Norman Jr. is how he operates up here. That Butler knockout looked like he should. It was brutal. Well, the Aerobio knockout was not. The Aerobio knockout was scary, man. All right, let's talk about Eddie. Eddie! So Eddie is talking about what the hell you talking about? You better be careful what you say to me, 'cause it might turn around on you. You better be careful what you do to me, 'cause somebody might do it to you if the shoe fits. Palma. Yes, same. I'm not. Look, this was like I taped all these guys. I did what I could. I like Rubio here, man. Plus money again, dude. I'm not that. When I'm looking at tape versus tape, it's tough to when you're guys. All these Zuffa matchups, excluding Jai and Glanton, are guys who aren't finished yet. They're not finished products. So you can watch all the tape you want on these guys. It literally is a coin flip on attempting to predict how the styles will mesh. So, because we're getting really great odds either way you go with these Zuffa fights, that's what makes it really, really interesting. Let's pull up the box Rex. Pablo. Better be careful what you say to me, 'cause somebody might do it to you. You first will. 14 and overs, 14 and oh boy! What a fight. So Pablo's 14 and 0. Coming off that Alfredo Cruz victory. "5'9" Orthodox fighter, the shock. Going to go up against Aiden Palma. And BoxRec says, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. They always do this, so now we can't use BoxRec. Hey, bro, do you ever parlay overs in boxing? I used to do overs in UFC. It's not my style, Kevin. I can only tell you what I do. As you can tell, I mean, the longer you're in the Discord, the longer you're tuning in, you'll pick up on my style. I'm kind of a dog catcher, money line guy, a little bit of a parlay guy. The over-under round thing is not really I don't really have a lot of experience doing it. But if you're in the Discord, ask the boys. I know there's round guys in there. I love Holloway, Cody, fight to not go the distance, Ferreira fight. What you think? Yeah. I got ooh. It's hard for me to bet on Cody. I mean, I got Holloway. I got the fight not to go the distance with RoboCop. But I stayed away from the Cody Garbrandt fight, just letting you know. I like Cody. He's an Ohio guy, Northeast Ohio guy from Cleveland. Cody was a great amateur boxer, man. Cody is, dude, young world champion, man. He became world champ young in the UFC. And great, hand speed. People sleep on Cody. Dude, people always like, who's the best boxer in the UFC? Nobody ever really says Cody Garbrandt. But goddamn, dude, when Cody was cooking, when Cody was, before he started getting chin checked, that's the thing with him. Obviously a little bit of durability issues. But his hand speed and his counter boxing, dude, Jesus. Watch Cody Garbrandt's highlight reel. God, that knockout of a Sunstyle was absolutely freaking insane. End of the round, back up against the octagon, slips, boom, and fires that hook, dude. That a Sunstyle knockout was nasty. You is so nasty. Pay dinero. Zuffa heat checked. Heat check, baby. Heat check. He's on fire. Yeah, 100%. Hey, we got, at least we speak, at least we're real with it. You know what I mean? We got to be real. I love these questions. What's up, Mark, my guy? How confident are you in Warren? I ain't confident. I'm not confident in any of these bets. I'm never confident. Dude, the heavyweight, the Zuffa, hell nah. Look, I'm not going to sit. These Zuffa cards, guys, it's a gamble, dude. We know it. Montreal, the Eye of the Tiger cards. We know what we're going to get. Small ring, lots of knockouts, lots of A-sides. Top rank, we know what we're going to get. All A-sides. UK fights, you got to play in the fact that the refs could stop it early. Mexican fighters going to the UK as dogs. You know they're going to be live. Guys with under 15 fights who have a good amateur record or come from an Olympic background fighting 30-plus pros as favorites. You know that history has shown they're going to lose. A lot of them are. Zuffa, fucking zero confidence right now. They've had 5 cards. The matchmaking has been, like I said, the parity. Who are they? 14-0, 14-0, 5-1, 4-0. Guys we've never heard of. Guys that you might have heard of. Cautionary betting. Japanese domestic fights, cautionary betting. Heavyweight domestic fights, cautionary betting. Just remember that. I'm gonna write a book, dude. I was thinking about writing a book. My third book, like I haven't written a book before. But on betting, we should start keeping notes of all these things, strategies, because in boxing, patterns emerge. Do you guys think it's a coincidence that we win week in and week out? You know what I'm saying? Think about it, guys. We have an educated crew here. We have an educated squad. We recognize patterns over time. This is why we win consistently over time. So with Zuffa, because it's new, we don't have that timeline of patterns. So go a quarter unit. Don't get super stoked if you win. Don't get super down if you lose. I look at the Zuffa fight cards as like my freshman, sophomore year at college, taking a class, taking an elective that I really isn't aligned with my major, and I really don't know much about cultural anthropology, but I'm interested. So I'm showing up and I'm watching, and I'm taking notes, and I'm learning. And so this is my mindset with these Zuffa cards. My Zuffa parlay is Salas, bunch on a separate Ruba. Get it, baby? I don't understand that price tag for a Sims record. I think rewatch the Oscar Duarte fight. That fight wasn't as close as people thought it was. Duarte pretty much was doing what he wanted to do. Kenny, the thing about Kenny is this is a fight fan, a true fan of the minutia of the sport, the technical side of the sport. This is I love Sims Jr. versus Barbosa Jr. because they're both technicians. I think Kenny sometimes falls victim of his own skill set. He gets comfortable on the ropes, countering into an uneducated judge or an uneducated crowd that could look negative. And so you keep that in mind. And I think, why is he the favorite? I mean, Barbosa Jr. is coming off a loss against Teo, which I think people, on the other hand, think that he lost way worse than he really did. I mean, for a fight card that was such a dull dud with no crowd in Times Square, that fight is the one that people remember. Or Raleigh dropping Ryan and then winning on points was another one. But rewatch the Arnold Barbosa Jr. Teofimo Lopez fight. He didn't get blown out, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't buy that. Right? He was competitive in that fight. It's just that Teo was more athletic. So the more eye-opening, eye-catching, memorable moments were all Teofimo Lopez. But when you look at it from a round-by-round scoring perspective, it's not like Barbosa Jr. was got blown the hell out. It's just the speed was a real problem. The athleticism was a real problem. And Sims Jr. isn't Teofimo Lopez. on that sense. In a way, Sims Jr. does things better than Teo, and Teo does things better than Sims. This is why stylistic matchups are so interesting in boxing. Like, neither guy is a big power puncher. Neither guy is a bully. Barbosa Jr. is I like his optics in terms of his, what's the adjective? He's determined. He's going to be the more determined style. Sims is more of a, he'll take he'll take what he could get. He'll counter you. He's slick. He'll use the ring. But he'll fight on his front foot too, though. He has a lot of variance to his game too. I love watching Kenny Sims Jr. fight. But I'm the guy here who took Arnold Barboza Jr. at plus 300 on this channel to beat Catterall. And say what you will, we came home with that belt. And we came home with a big hit. We've been doing this, boy. You guys might be new, but we've been out here. Where's the Mario plush? Oh. Right there, baby. Mario! Dude, don't sleep on Mario Kart, boy. Don't sleep on Mario Kart for the N64, boy! So I wasn't a video gamer. Maybe I was just bad at it. My upbringing, I was playing sports. So like it wasn't cool to be a gamer when I was younger. So there was a big kind of division of like, I'm an athlete. I ain't playing video games. But Mario Kart was Mario Kart on N64, Madden, Sony PlayStation, Tiger Woods golf, NCAA football. Boy, don't sleep. GoldenEye, don't sleep. But like when it came to like real like having to solve like these games where you're like you see yourself shooting and entering rooms and you gotta add button. I ain't got time for all that. You gotta like do stuff. I ain't got time for all that. I'll do a joystick out here. I'll just boom, boom, boom. I ain't trying to like settle right drafts and collect potions and set spells. We ain't got time for clearing rooms and adding guns and ammunition. I don't do all that. But Mario, boy, even though I never used him in the game, I was a Yoshi. I think we were all Yoshi guys. I was a Mario Kart boy. Used to have to arm wrestle each other to be Yoshi. TZ the Great. What's the problem with Keith? Here's the problem. He's 37 years old. Since 2019, he's fought twice. He has a 10-inch reach disadvantage. He has a 10-inch height disadvantage. Did I mention he's old? The fight's at 154. He's never fought a true 154-pounder. His last fight was against Brock Jarvis at 154. Brock gets stopped at 140 pounds by Liam Paro at 140. Did I mention he's 37 years old? How about in 7 years he's fought twice? How about he's fighting a 27, 28-year-old guy in his physical prime who's 6'6", who's a world champion, who gets better with each fight, who punches down, who's aggressive on his front foot. Did I mention Keith's 37, who's only fought twice in 7 years? That's the problem. But Keith's my guy. Alberg was whooping him when he has. I won money on it in joke away, by the way. Yeah, Alberg way better. And you know what, though, bro? That was the only time I won money. Ever since I saw him get stopped, I bet against him, and he's never lost. So Alberg's kind of been on my no-bet list. I'm probably going to bet Prohashka in that fight. Zuffa boxing you. The dog wanted to do a 2-3-legger. But look, we have a heat check, boys. I think Ohada wins. I got Ohada plus money. Ohada plus money. I think Ohada has. I'll show you a clip of Ohada, which was the turning point because I was initially on Saito and then I flip-flopped based off of one clip. I'll show you. I think they both get hit a lot. They both are going to be there to punch each other. I think Ohada has the bigger hands. He just has. I think he has a little bit more in what he's doing in the pocket. So this is This is a 14-second clip of Ohata trading in the pocket. You see how he's digging in? So just as he watch him again. I'm gonna play it for you. Watch how he digs in with his punches. The whole fight's gonna take place here. Watch how Ohata digs in there. Boy. So my guy sent me that clip. I was like, all right, I'm in. You sold me. So if Ohata hits, I'm giving all the credit to Nick. If he loses, it's on me. That's how I do it on my show. You guys know that. Ohata, he could crack, but both guys ain't worth the risk. No. No parlay. I just have it on a standalone. Whichever way you go, Saito or Ohata, may the force be with you. Just put it on a standalone. Why? We don't need to be greedy. I'm about to take Ohata and put it on an 8-leg parlay out here to get like plus 4,000 odds up in here. No, just put it. It's a Japanese domestic. Single. Jay, Kenny beats Barbosa. You see him outworking him or what? I just don't see him throwing. I don't. You see Kenny making Barbosa miss. You see Kenny having the better hand speed and then countering him and having this fight take place in the pocket in the middle of the ring. And Kenny standing his ground and Barbosa not having enough speed to land and Kenny winning the counterboxing game. I could see that too. But at plus money, I could see Barbosa outworking him and in the judge's eyes scoring more points. It's a fun freaking fight, man. I've won money and I've lost money on both guys. I picked Sims to beat Duarte, just so you guys know. I lost that fight. The receipts are up on the channel. I picked Barbosa to beat Catterall. We won that fight. I picked Barbosa to beat Teo. We lost that fight. So look, all of my receipts are up. You can go down on my fight prediction playlist, guys, and be like, damn, he hit here, he lost here, he hit here. But all of my picks are up. Nothing's ever been deleted. I don't hide or run from my losses. And I don't like bathing in my wins too long. We win, we talk about it, we turn the page, and we do it all again. It's Groundhog Day, baby. Japan Rising card tonight. Do you think Patchy wins this fight? Dude, Patchy where's his head at? Where's his mind at? Is he really that hungry to do this? He better be hungry. What's the talent like in Rising these days? Things didn't go right with him in the UFC. I don't know, man. It's not a fight that's on my radar, but good looking out. I think the boys are going to be... Actually, my girl's spending the night tonight. So I ain't going to be watching the fights. She wants to... You know what she wants to watch? What did she say? She's like, Johnny... She goes, Johnny, have you seen The Princess Bride? I don't know, man. I don't know about all that. She was like, can we watch The Princess Bride? I was like, I'll watch it soon. I like hanging out with my girl, though. But that's what I'll be doing tonight. I know Andre the Giant's in The Princess Bride. It's an OG. It's an old classic. I'll be playing UFC 5. I wish they made the Undisputed Boxing game better. It sucks. I wish I was good. I just suck at video games, guys. I'm awful at video games. I've never been good at it. Papada versus Gomez. Juan Fei. Did I take Juan Fei? I don't know if I bet that fight. Let me check if I bet Juan Fei. No, I didn't bet that fight. I stayed away. I bet full trans, and you can see my bets in the members only section on YouTube, Jones. I took so I bet the Perez versus Ramos fight, Juarez versus Anderson, Pannon versus Bunch, Rubio versus Palma, and Salas versus Sriracha. Sriracha just misses weight all the time. We actually just won money on Jesus Sriracha in Pakistan. He beat our boy Fireman from New York. God damn it. We're friends on Instagram. He's a good guy. Tough fighter. But we won money on Jesus, right? In a fight that people say he could have lost. Pete Dobson. He beat Pete Dobson in Pakistan like 3 months ago. I was always Team Yoshi or Toad, maybe even Bowser or Diddy Kong. No, Diddy. Nice, man. Diddy Kong? Forgot about that. That was the name, Diddy Kong. No shit. These 7 Japanese cards are so weird. I can never find a stream for them. They're streaming in our Discord, Ranvar. These Japanese cards from the Inoue Nakatani ones. Yeah. Yeah, because Inoue Nakatani are ring. You know, the promotions are different. These are promoted by the Japanese Yakuza guy. I think he might have got locked up. I think he might have got locked up. He might have got sent back to the Pookie. But Rei Saito. Like some of the fighters had to flee. I know like a handful of Japanese fighters train in Mexico now. It was like a whole thing. And I know I'm speaking out of pocket, but you guys could do your own research. Who's promoting this card? Taken. I think it's Tekken Promotions. Look into it. One of the popular. It was a whole thing. Do you know what? Yeah, so they're going to be streaming it in the Discord. Shout out to Kyle, KAO5, in our Discord, Kyle Hayden. So around 7 o'clock my time, which is in about 7 hours, guys. If you're in the Discord, pop into the Discord. He'll be streaming it in the Discord. I think Kenny and Arnold being the battle 1 and 2. That's both their game, and whoever has a better jab wins. So fun. I like this fight. I like. How do you like that fight? I like that fight because of this strategy. Like, do you play chess? You play chess, you like this fight. The strategy. Boxing is a thinking man's sport, guys. It's not a bully sport. It's not, it can be a bully sport, but how you don't really see the bullies having long careers. You see the thinking man having long careers. Long, successful careers. Success is a big thing here, boys. How to fight I like it. Even though he lost to Watanabe, he didn't get dropped. True. Rayo dropped 3 times in round 1, and he's been stopped. True. Durability, punch resistance, punch power. GK. The only GK 7319 in the house. EV44, what's poppin', chat? Where the dog? We got a couple dogs. EV, check the parlay. Boys, I gotta run. I gotta crucify my house. Whenever my girl spends the night, I got to start cleaning in the corners, bleaching the toilet. I got to crucify this biatch. So, to you, let's get this money. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We're going live before the Avius Griffin card. So, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for the support. Let's do it. JSB Insiders, we up.